And welcome back to what, Emma?
Fearless Emma.
To Fearless Emma Takes on the World. And let's just put it this way. It's been a bit. We've taken a little bit of a hiatus. I seem to say that.
A lot.
Yeah,
frequently.
we need to do better with maintaining content on our podcast platform, don't you think?
Yep.
So I think that we maybe what COVID-19 has shown to me is that you are very good at one thing.
Binge watching shows.
Binge watching Hulu, Disney Plus, Netflix, Apple TV, you name it. You are very, very, very good at that.
Yeah.
And so because you're so good at that, what better opportunity to put those skills to use than to what, Emma?
Rate a TV show. Watch it.
Yeah. Well, what we'll do is maybe you and I together. I'm not going to binge watch TV because, well,
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure about that. I don't necessarily have that same strong desire to binge watch TV. But what I do think that we should do is watch an episode together of a various television show that you like to watch. And so, in that you like to watch a lot of like firefighting shows, police shows, medical shows. Yeah. You like to watch a lot of that, and a lot of it is extreme fiction. As I've shown you, that the Firefighter Chronicles on Instagram does a very good job not making fun, but maybe highlighting some of the challenges of maybe some of the facts within your given genre of TV that you like to watch. Yeah. Am I wrong? Am I incorrect?
I never thought it was real.
Right. But you may not have thought it's real, but man, it is terrible.
It is awesome.
All right. So we both have different perspectives. So that's good. That's why it's important that you and I are going to sit down together and watch these television shows and provide our insight to maybe a review is probably a good way to say it, and maybe we can learn some life lessons as we move forward. What do you think?
What life lessons?
Well, so good thing you ask. So this week we watched. What did we watch, Emma?
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
We did. We watched the first episode of The Falcon and Winter Soldier.
The ending had me mad.
Well, hold on. Let's not go straight to the ending, Emma.
But it's annoying.
But if you go straight to the ending, what happens?
Then
You miss all the key details in between.
But it's annoying.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it. So episode 1 is called The New World Order. And I think that the New World Order probably has something to do with, there's no longer a Captain America.
No longer an Iron Man.
Yeah, you no longer have Iron Man.
No longer Black Widow.
Right. So everybody that died or left the Avengers universe in the last Avengers movie, they're no longer there, and so the show or the episode opens with Sam or the Falcon now working for the Air Force, right? So he's kind of holding Captain America's shield, and you can tell he's struggling a bit with it because remember in the last Avengers movie, Captain America gave Sam the shield and it was like a passing of the torch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And so we see Sam holding the shield and putting it in a bag before he goes out on his mission for the Air Force, where he goes on this mission to take back a plane, the Air Force plane that's been hijacked.
And a captain that they've kidnapped.
Yep. So the Falcon goes to intercept the plane, and then as he's battling, they kidnap one of the captains off the plane. And, from there, obviously, it's a Marvel movie. So battle ensues, right? In midair, right?
Yeah.
So kind of interesting to see that. I kind of wonder how they made all of those how they made the technical aspect of that in the camera work, because obviously we know that some of that probably happened, the wingsuits probably, but I don't see the Falcon flying with wings in real life. But
yeah, but I think what they started off with was the Falcon flying with a string attached to him on a green screen, and then they just kind of edited it in, maybe. And they flew around with the drone and all those helicopters. Could be.
Yeah, I mean, they were, I'm sure that there's probably some CGI, some special effects to be able to make it work. So we see that, and then, of course, he saves the day, right?
Yeah.
This is all occurring in the skies of North Africa. Saves the day, rescues the captain.
Before he reaches the border.
Yeah, but did you ever wonder what happened to the plane?
The plane that...
The Air Force plane that...
Oh, it went down.
Did we ever see it go,
No.
to the ground? Exactly. Because the pilot got shot. So I was kind of wondering, that was kind of a loose end that never really got tied up. It's not like the Falcon went back up and tried to fly the plane. It probably crashed in the desert of Tunisia someplace.
Maybe the guy's still alive, and he lifted up the plane and then landed it and then ran off somewhere.
I don't know.
And then he's going to come back, so it's still a loose end, so they're going to tie it up later.
He looked pretty dead to me, Emma.
Yeah, but you never know. He could have just been knocked out for a little bit.
What, by bullets? So bullets just knocked him out?
You never know.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't think that that's probably the case. I think that I was just curious where the plane went after that. It just kind of seemed like...
or maybe there was someone else on the plane that was hiding.
Okay. I don't think so, but okay. Interesting.
And the plane never crashed.
Maybe it didn't. Maybe it's still flying today. We never know. The world may never know.
I'm not a retard here.
Well, that's not quite what we would say is. Maybe you just don't...
I'm not that smart.
That's probably a better way to say it, okay?
I'm smarter.
Well, hold on. That's a bridge too far. Well, so that happened, right? So the blip... Do you remember what the blip was in the last Avengers movie?
What blip?
The blip, when Thanos goes...
Oh, the snap?
And half of the population of the universe just disappears.
Yeah.
With of his fingers.
Uh-huh.
So everybody's still kind of dealing with that, for being gone for 5 years. And so that seems to be a kind of a theme. And so... Sam goes on to retire Captain America's shield, even though it was, Steve Rogers or Captain America was handing him the torch. You can see he was a bit torn, and he even said that. He felt like it should have been somebody else, given to somebody else. He didn't feel like...
Yeah, probably because the Winter Soldier, maybe?
I don't know. The Winter...
Him and Captain America were all friends.
But the Winter Soldier comes in very violent fashion, right? He comes into this episode in very violent fashion, but it turns out to be, a nightmare.
Yeah, but what happened, because that guy he killed actually died.
Right, but he did do it, but it's kind of his...
It's like a flick in the brain. Like the person and everything, but then he'd be the Winter Soldier in a whole nother... brain thing, like he has.
So he's kind of reliving that nightmare that he when he was the Winter Soldier and working for Hydra, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's battling with that a bit, trying to figure out what he's gonna do.
And he's friends with the person who he killed.
Yep. So now he's trying to make amends. He's trying to go back and right all the wrongs that he had in his life, isn't he?
Yeah.
And one, I would say that probably one of the hardest ones for him is, the the father that he's trying to make amends with because he killed his son when he was the Winter Soldier, right? So he's trying to make amends with the father, and he, there was a part of the episode where you can tell he's really struggling with life. I mean, he's befriended the guy. He's taken him to lunch. He's trying to be
every once a week they go to lunch.
Yep. But we do find the Winter Soldier's trying to get help. So Bucky Barnes is trying to get help. He's trying
it's forced on him.
Well, but I think that he realizes that he's trying to get help. So it's one of those things that I think that we'll see. I think more of that play out because he really doesn't seem to have a lot of friends.
No, but the guy he hooked him up with a girl.
Oh, that's right. He was playing a bit of matchmaker in the sushi restaurant they were having lunch at, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So we see that there's this underlying current of bad guys from the blip that were kind of taking over I don't want to say taking over the world, but they feel that since everybody came back, they're not really happy. And even Sam kind of commented on that in the episode. He said, when some people are getting ahead, other people aren't, and those people might get a bit upset.
Yeah.
So we see both Sam and Bucky both struggling, don't we?
Yep.
And I think that part of it is that they're, both trying to, find their place in life after the Avengers, really. It kind of feels like the Avengers are going. Do you think the Avengers are going away?
Yes.
So you don't think there'll be any more Avengers? Do you ever think there's going to be another Iron Man?
Probably not.
You don't think there's going to be another Iron Man? Well, we know that Spider-Man still exists, right?
Yeah, there's a new Spider-Man movie coming out.
Okay, so we know Spider-Man still exists. Captain America is different. Oh,
no, he died. Remember in the show, he said
Captain America didn't die,
but everyone thinks he did since he's back to his old self.
That's right. So Captain America retired in the last Avengers movie, right?
Yeah, but everyone else thinks he's dead.
Yeah, everybody else thinks he's dead. That's right. So the episode ends on a cliffhanger. What's that cliffhanger, Emma? Oh, spoiler alert. So if you don't want to know how the episode ends, I would
having me mad.
I would recommend turning off your radio right now or fast forwarding, several minutes to our next section of our show. But I would say that, I would highly, I'm going to keep kind of drawing this out a bit, Emma, because it ends on a cliffhanger, and that cliffhanger is, drum roll.
So they're having a new superhero since all the other ones are gone, right?
Right.
And they're saying, hey, we need a new superhero where we can look up to.
Okay.
And so basically what they did after Sam gave up the shield and the outfit, they basically used all of that and made another Captain America with his stuff. And now Sam is mad, we can tell, because just by the look in his eyes when he was watching the TV.
He's just burning with hatred.
He's like, I gave them that shield and it was difficult for me. So now he's mad and I think he's going to try and take it back.
Do you think he's going to take it back? I don't know.
Because that was his thing from when Captain America passed the torch, basically. But
Sam had every opportunity.
Yeah, but he thought it was going to go for a good cause, so everyone can admire in a museum.
Oh, so you think it's better in a museum than to be used?
It was Captain America's, and then now they're just trying to replace it with another Captain America that does not even look similar to him.
Well, no, I mean, you're never going to find the same Steve Rogers again. I mean, so if you're never going to find the same Steve Rogers, then how can you have another Captain America that looks exactly like him, Emma?
I know someone at my school who looks like me, and we get confused all the time. But
so you have a guy at your school that looks like a girl that looks like Captain America?
No, looks like me.
Oh.
So basically you can have like a doppelganger, basically.
Oh, so you're saying that what they should have done is...
At least find someone who has the same courage and responsibility that Captain America carried, at least looks a little bit similar to him, right?
So you mean to tell me that all you see at the very end is the guy holding the shield and he walks out? So how can you tell me he doesn't have the same courage, doesn't have the same, character that
Because
the
you
previous
can tell
Captain
by
America
his
had?
Smile, like he was basically there for the press, like he didn't want to be there, like he had a cocky smile.
So you get that just from his appearance. You don't. He says absolutely zero in this episode.
But I'm more mad about how the people thought that was okay just to make another Captain America, because there can only be one of those.
Oh, okay. Well, I follow you on that, but that's your personal preference. So you're like, oh, there never can be another Captain America. So what are you gonna have? What as like let's good example. So you're mad at the people at Marvel for bringing in another Captain America. There's been multiple Spider-Mans, right? There's been multiple Supermans. There's been multiple Batmans. I mean, granted, some of those are different universes, like DC and Marvel and stuff like that.
But those are from like different eras.
Oh, so you're saying because this has all been one kind of stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
And because you got to keep it the same, and you don't think that you can have a new Captain America just come in, swoop in.
Like after a few months.
Oh, okay. So do you think that this Captain America is kind of like the rebound Captain America?
Yeah, like after a rebound after you break up with someone.
So that's what you think this is? You think this Captain America is like the rebound guy or girl?
Yeah. And they still have like other superheroes in this world, like Spider-Man, the Falcon, Winter Soldier is like off doing his own thing. Hulk is still alive, but he's gone.
That's what always puzzles me in these superhero movies, Emma, is like when do we have these superhero movies, but when can it doesn't ever seem like there's a lot of crossover. There's crossover in this one, but like you watch Spider-Man movies and Spider-Man's getting his butt kicked, but I don't see any of the additional Avengers or anybody else coming to help him. You know what I mean?
Iron Man was in the Spider-Man movies.
Kinda, but he never
he gave him the suit and everything.
But did you see Iron Man flying around helping Spider-Man fight the bad guys?
You want to know something? There's speculation in the Avengers fandom and stuff that in Iron Man 2 where there was this kid in Iron Man, there's speculation about the kid was Peter Parker.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that.
You remember Iron Man 2 where the kid held his hand up like he was Iron Man?
Nope, I don't remember that. So do you think Peter Parker's also going to be Iron Man now? Ooh, plot twist.
I think he's going to try and try and resemble Iron Man.
Okay. Well, we've kind of gone off the rails here. Let's go back to the Falcon and Winter Soldier. So you're still upset. You're thinking that this Captain America is the rebound.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see how episode 2 plays out.
It just has me so mad. How could you replace him after a few months?
I know.
Few months. Wait a few years. You have entrusted Sam with the Air Force. So couldn't you look up to that person?
But just like the guy said when he was announcing it, we need to have somebody that America and the world can look up to.
Yeah, and they had all these other options, right? They had Iron Man, they had Scar, and they just decided Captain America, because why not?
I thought you just said we knew Iron Man passed away in the last Marvel movie, Emma.
Yeah, but they just decided Captain America because Captain America was basically America.
Yeah.
He was in the army.
So should we start calling? Well, exactly. So do we have to start calling him Captain World? I don't think that has the same.
Yeah, exactly. And
same
they want
type
him
of
to
ring.
represent the world. How is that just? And if
Yeah.
and Iron Man is Iron Man, and then all the others.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. So it ends on the cliffhanger.
I hate the cliffhanger.
All right. Well, I think there's a good tie to all of this, right? We see struggles in life. We see, where it's taken them from their highs to their lows, right? And we all have struggles in our life, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes we're successful in our pursuits. Sometimes we aren't successful, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what got me in this TV. Granted, it's fiction, but kind of the plot was to show me that sometimes things, we can be successful in life. Sometimes, we struggle a bit in life. And I think that as we go forward, we'll see how they try to adapt and overcome, right?
Yeah.
So, just a lot of yeses and nos. What are your thoughts, Emma? What are your thoughts on the episode?
I liked the beginning, the middle, but then the end.
You're really stuck on the end.
Like, I can't get it out of my mind. How could you? Because there's never gonna be another. No one can take Captain America away because he was the Captain America. They couldn't think of another superhero with its own name, its own costume that could represent everything. And it's basically America who chose this superhero, not the world. When they say it's going to represent the world, they're basically just representing America.
Wow. Very deep.
I
Very
know.
deep. Anything else, Emma, on this week's episode?
Oh, that Sam's army friend. That
Sam's army friend.
That guy.
Oh, yeah. So we see that there's a kind of an underlying current of bad guys that are going to start,
coming up.
Yeah. So we have 6 episodes to the series?
I think.
So we're on episode 1. Episode 2 just came out. We're a week behind. What we'll do is we'll watch episode 2. We'll take some notes and we'll give our after the show notes.
And Sam is trying to get a loan, and since his sister's trying to sell his ship.
Yeah, so we identify that. I think that in the show it kind of helps us relate to these guys in the sense that they're trying to make amends for their past, but they're also struggling a bit with family, right?
Yeah.
And so it's good to, I don't want to say good to see, it's just, it makes them more human, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't make them look like they're, just these, they're living on a ship someplace and they're just here to save the world. They're not aliens, I guess is probably the best way.
Yeah. And, what else? What I think is going to happen is I think Sam is going to reach out to the Winter Soldier so they can get Captain America's shield back, and then they'll be the superheroes.
Okay. Well, I'll be interested to see. That's your theory.
Because, on the trailer, I could see that, there was parts where they were together.
Yeah.
So they might be, and there was another girl. So they might be making a team.
Maybe they're trying to tease Sam to get him to take the shield because they know that he should be the rightful Captain America. Do you think the Falcon will become Captain America, or do you think it'll be the Falcon with Captain America's shield?
Falcon with the Captain America shield.
I don't know. I think that...
Because the Falcon has his own things.
He does, but you can make another Falcon because the Falcon's just like Batman in the DC world. He's just a guy, right? It's not like he has superpowers.
But he's a little like Iron Man because he has how Iron Man had Jarvis. But
I'm surprised that you remember Jarvis.
Oh, I've been binge watching all the Avengers movies so far recently. And, so, you know how he had that? And then, Falcon has, what's it called? That flight on his back where he can, take him off and then it'll just...
Right.
So, I think the Falcon more represents, the Iron Man with the technology and stuff. But he represents the Captain America with helping people.
Okay, so you believe the Falcon is a mash between
Iron Man and Captain America.
Interesting.
Because he has like the same tools as Iron Man a little bit, but without all the thing.
All right. He doesn't have Jarvis.
But he has that thing on his back. And then, wait, wasn't the thing given to him by Iron Man?
I don't know. Maybe, yeah. Who created the Falcon? Did Tony Stark create the Falcon?
Maybe.
I think he did, right?
Yeah.
So that might be where you're thinking more Iron Man because of all the gadgets, because Tony Stark created the Falcon.
Yep, and then Sam has all the morals of the Captain America.
Right. So maybe they both kind of have that same strong personality.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I think you're going to have a new Iron Man. I think it's going to be that Air Force captain that you see Sam talking to in the museum as they're walking by. Remember, he also has a Captain America suit that was given to him by Tony Stark. He was in all the Iron Man movies, or a lot of the Iron Man movies.
And he was in all the Avengers movies.
Yeah, so maybe we'll see him come back. Maybe he'll be Iron Man
2.0.
Yeah, who knows? We'll see.
I can't do another Captain America 2.0. That's just
you're not into it. You don't like the way the guy looks.
They only wanted Sam, like, they tricked Sam basically into giving up the shield that it'll be...
Who tricked him? I did not see anybody in this episode
trick.
No,
it was like basically all the army. They're like, hey, you should give up the shield. We'll put it in a museum. But all they just wanted was the shield so they could take it, so they could give it to another Captain America, because they knew he was not going to give it to them if they knew they were just going to create another
Where do you
Captain
see
America.
this? I don't see this conversation happening at all. Where did you see this conversation taking place?
You can tell, because you could see he was mad about it. Because he was torn about giving up the shield, right?
Well, I think he was torn, but I don't see where the army or the U.S. government was saying, we want that shield back.
Yeah, but they knew since it was his property, they couldn't just take the shield. So they tricked him in giving up those things.
They tricked him because they had another Iron Man a Captain America waiting in the wings?
No, because they thought we need another superhero after all these months, right? Because the world's falling apart. There's a lot of villains like that guy we saw.
Yeah, but I guess I'm not following your logic. I don't necessarily agree with you that the U.S. government is tricking Sam to give up Captain America's shield.
Well, they could have created a whole nother superhero, but when they realized Sam gave up Captain America's shield, they knew they had another Captain America.
Oh, so they just... What, you think they're breeding him in the back? And they're just going to roll him out every time that, they need a new superhero?
I bet that guy was from the army.
Oh.
So they looked through all those.
So you just think that there's a bunch of army guys that are just waiting to be Captain America?
No, I think he was in the army and since Captain America was in the army and he had all that, and he went into the ice, and all of this happened. And now he's out of the ice, and he was in the army. So
do you think this guy was on ice too? Like,
no.
Steve Rogers was for like 60 years?
No, see, that's what you can't replace about Captain America. He was in the ice for 60 years.
So, but you honestly think that there's another guy that's been on ice just like Steve Rogers?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Maybe though, because after they realized that people could survive that, they probably started trying.
Oh, so you just think that they've been just growing these people in the lab?
You never know.
So when are they going to roll out this army of Captain Americas? I'm going to say it plural because you mean to.
I think he's been in the ice for a few years. Maybe not. We don't know. But I think he was their test rat, to see basically if we could get another person to survive the ice.
Oh.
So he might be the only one.
Well, I'm imagining in episode 2, we'll identify if this guy was on ice or if this guy is just, some guy off the streets
or was in the army.
Yeah, so we'll have to see what we see in episode 2. I don't know. You're a very conspiratorial.
I've watched a lot of TV show, and I like to read between the lines.
But you like the plot twist, so you think that there's going to be this massive plot twist that I'm like, that just seems to me to be a bridge too far.
No, it's not. Oh well, the ice and the soldier maybe, but the shield not. Because I feel
you just think that they were like, oh hey buddy, come on in, Sam, give us the shield, we'll take it from you. We'll take it from you. We know a guy. We know a guy that can take this over.
No, I don't think they were gonna start with I bet they were gonna have the shield in the museum at first, but once they realized that.
But you just said that they talked him out of it. No. You said that the army talked him out of it on purpose.
There's like a million reasons. Because they might have seen the shield, like they finally had it, so they could finally take it since they're the U.S. government, and they could take it from the museum, basically.
You know what the biggest thing that you're hung up on?
The new Captain America.
The new Captain America. You're not hung up on anything else. You're not hung up on Sam struggling with his family after the blip. You're not thinking about the Winter Soldier and how he's still torn because of his previous life and how he's trying to make amends and I think that and even Sam, he's still torn that he really should be Captain America and he should be the one that everybody looks up to. But you're just upset that they roll out this, this
phony Captain America.
Phony Captain America. You think that it's a kid and all he's doing is wearing a Halloween costume. And
basically, how we don't have any perspective on even if he could do all these things that Captain America do. Could he save the people like Captain America did? Could he be a hero with just a shield? Because we knew Captain America was worthy because he was able to lift Thor's hammer, and only the worthy were able to lift it.
See, and that's why I was surprised that Captain America went away, because he was worthy enough to hold Thor's hammer. I
think once he realized he was worthy, he missed out on a lot of time with the girl he loved, and once he felt like he could change the past, he decided that I want to be happy with her because he went through all this phase where he was unhappy, where he wasn't happy, where.
So he went through his phase where he's unhappy, being unhappy.
Because when he came out of the ice, the love of his life was dead.
Right. I follow you. I get.
He was upset, but now he thought in his head, maybe if I could change that, I could be with her. I could have a life. Man, you say that with such passion and such conviction that you are all about the love story in these shows. You're all about the love story and how this love story will continue to pan out. But you just think that this is a guy in a Halloween costume. Yeah, because we have no proof that he could do anything.
Yeah, we don't know if he can lift Thor's hammer.
Yeah. Captain America couldn't even lift his Thor hammer in the first place, but after time he proved himself.
But remember in the Avengers movie where Steve Rogers comes up and he goes to try to pick up the hammer and it kind of moves and Thor's eyes get big. You remember that? It kind of tried to pick it up off the coffee table and Thor's like, whoa, maybe I'm not the only god in here. So really Steve Rogers turns out to not just be Captain America.
He could be a god. Because he lived in ice for 60 years.
Well, you just put on ice. Cryogenics, Emma. Cryogenics.
And we don't know if he was like asleep, or maybe things were going through his mind.
Oh, so but I guess
never know what was
so you're saying,
happening.
does that make him a god?
Well, after he left Thor's hammer, it's like.
Oh man, so I don't know if Sam or the Falcon can do that, but
because during Captain America movies, he was continue proving himself. Like he was a sweet guy. He had all these morals, and he lived by them. And he met the love of his life. It was
so interesting concept. Kind of like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman lives forever, but the love of her life was back in the 1940s, and so we have not seen Wonder Woman 1984. We probably should watch that just so that way we
it's
can
on
maybe
HBO Max.
Yeah, one thing we don't have is HBO Max yet. But Emma, if this podcast takes off and people start listening to our reviews, we got to get HBO Max because we got to start reviewing some of those things.
There was a Justice League show, like from the Superman, like from Batman Superman movies. Those like there was the actual Superman.
Well, let's see if this takes off and people start listening to our reviews. Even though this is the review of a 15-year-old girl and her thoughts.
I love Superman movies.
And so superhero movies, Emma, superhero. But we're not just all about superheroes because, well, I guess you do like modern day superheroes because, like we talked about earlier, you like fire shows,
police shows, medical shows.
So that reminds me, Emma, when you grow up, what do you want to be?
Absolutely no idea.
So you don't know what you want to be when you grow up?
Nope.
But you don't want to go into the military. You don't want to you don't want to be a firefighter. You don't want to be a police officer. You don't want to be a nurse, a doctor.
I have no idea.
Interesting. Well,
maybe a cop. Maybe
a cop. And I know several female police officers that maybe you could do a ride along with them sometime.
Yeah, I don't like meeting new people.
Well, you know some of these people, so maybe we can see. But let's maybe that would be something good. Maybe you could do a ride along, and then we could talk about your ride along after you got done.
Maybe.
See, comes full circle, Emma. So not only are we talking about fictional characters, but we're also what? Helping you get through life.
Yep.
All right, Emma. Well, we've had a very thrilling conversation of episode 1. And that was a long conversation for episode 1. So I'm going to be very curious to see how passionate you are about episode 2. We've got 6 episodes. And so if you do not have Disney Plus, what are you going to tell people, Emma? So do you recommend episode 1 for people to check out?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so everybody should watch episode 1. See if we're all wet. Post your comments to our podcast. You can post it on our Instagram feed. You can post it. We even have a Twitter handle. You can definitely. We'll post a question on there. Is what was your thoughts about episode 1 of the Falcon and Winter Soldier? And then ask us your questions. We'd be happy to talk about them. All right, Emma. Well, so, part of what we do with this podcast is we like to laugh and we like to have a good time and be entertained. And so because we like to be entertained, it's for my favorite part of the podcast. And I don't know about yours, but it's mine. It is now time for the hilarious dad jokes section of our podcast. So, Emma, my jokes come to you. I believe you bought me this book.
No, I showed you the book at Target, but then you bought it.
Okay, so I have the Reader's Digest, and they call them dumb dad jokes. I'm going to call them rad dad jokes, just like my shirt says. Dad jokes, I think you mean to say rad jokes. So these are not dumb dad jokes. They're rad dad jokes. Try to say that 400 times fast, Emma. I'd just say 3 times fast, but I figured 400 would be a little bit more of a little challenge for you. All right. So I'm going to go first. So let's do this. Let's make it a challenge.
Okay.
So the idea is, let's see who, we'll go through these jokes and whoever doesn't laugh wins. Okay? You only get, I say, how many attempts?
3.
3 attempts. Okay. So, I'm going to go first. Okay?
Okay.
Why do basketball, I'm sorry. Let me start over. See, does that count? You're laughing because I screwed the joke up.
You didn't say the joke yet, so.
But you're laughing because I screwed it up.
Exactly, but that wasn't the joke, so that does not count.
Okay. All right. Why do bicycles fall over?
Because they have 2 wheels.
No, because they're too tired.
That's basically the same thing I said.
Does it count if you're smiling?
No, because it's not a laugh.
All right. You're next.
How did the barber win the race?
By buzzing through?
He knew a shortcut.
Okay. No, didn't get me. Let's see here. Emma, why should you not mix alcohol and calculus?
Why?
Because you should never drink and derive.
What?
Oh, well, sorry. You are a freshman in high school. I thought you were familiar with calculus. I apologize.
I'm a freshman. I don't do calculus.
All right. I thought it was funny.
Once I told a chemistry joke. It got no reaction.
Nope. It, just like that joke, it didn't get reaction either.
You're mean.
So do I get, so the reciprocal joke, do I get, you kind of chuckled at the reciprocal joke.
That wasn't the joke you told for the podcast.
Yeah, but you kind of chuckled, so I think that I should win.
No.
All right. Well, all right, Emma. I got one for you. What do you get from a pampered cow?
What?
Spoiled milk. You get it?
Oh, that's stupid.
You kind of chuckled. I think I won that.
I did not chuckle. There is no sound.
Folks, listen back to this. I think that
there was no sound that came out of my mouth. That was a chuckle.
Chuckle, that's a laugh. I think you chuckled.
I did not chuckle.
Okay.
Did you hear the song about the tortilla?
The what?
The tortilla. Actually, it was more of a rap.
What did you call it, though?
Tortilla.
A tortilla?
Yeah.
I won because you can't even say the word tortilla right. You called it, what did you call it again? I think I won that because you couldn't even get the joke right.
That's how I say it all the time.
A tortilla?
No one's ever corrected me. So.
Oh, well... Emma, what do you put your burritos in? Emma, what wraps your burrito? Emma, what wraps your burrito?
I'm not saying it.
Is a what did you say? Say it again for me.
Tortilla.
A what?
Hang on. A tortilla.
A tortilla. So you're calling it a tortilla.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Well, I'm going to tell you, you're wrong. And interesting. I believe I won because because the follow-up joke was, what did you call that?
Well, then I get follow-up jokes since you got a follow-up joke.
Well, my follow-up joke was to follow up your follow-up joke.
Yeah, but you already said your 3 jokes. So that shouldn't count.
Well, so now you got to try to look up another one?
I'm not.
I don't think you see. You got to come up with a joke that.
If I give you a straw, never mind. That was no.
See, so you're not prepared. Well, Emma, I think we should probably have tacos, so you can get your tortillas tonight. So, folks, I apologize.
It wasn't that bad.
But you lost.
No, since it wasn't part of your joke section.
You still lost. You still lost.
Nope.
You still
Nope.
lost.
Nope.
All right, Emma. Emma. I think that is it for our podcast today. That was kind of a very long, dramatic pause.
How long was it?
Well, I didn't say podcast. I said pause.
I know, but how long was it?
We've been talking for a while. So I think we've had some good times talking about the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
It made me upset.
And some rad dad jokes to be able to close out this episode. And I always have fun with my rad dad jokes because I'm amazing. And who else would be, what other dad, Emma, would sit with you right now and talk about your very illogical theories and conspiracy theories as it relates back to the Marvel Universe?
I'm just saying, it sounds right to me.
Sounds right to you. Well, I'm going to tell you, you're wrong.
We got to watch the other episode now.
Well, we'll watch the other episode, and we will give our thoughts in the next episode of Fearless Emma Takes on the World. All right, Emma, do you have anything to tell our fearless listeners? Make sure to check us out on Instagram, iTunes,
podcast, iHeartRadio, iTunes.
We're on Twitter. They can check us out on Twitter, too.
Facebook.
Yeah. We do have a Facebook page, so we'll post this episode of our latest podcast as we talk about...
We don't have a TikTok page.
Maybe we should talk about TikTok dances.
We're going to be amazing.
Whoa, pump the brakes. You made it sound like we both are going to be amazing. Dad will be amazing.
No, I'll be amazing since it's Fearless Emma and you're...
Well, I can't make you... I'm carrying the podcast. I can't carry you in TikTok, too.
You're not carrying the podcast because everyone's listening for Fearless Emma.
Oh, well,
And guess what? We have 24 listeners this month. and you and Mom's podcast only has 2.
Well, let's hope after we cut this episode that we have more than 24. Hopefully we get 24,000 because everybody's going to check out our review of what?
Of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And maybe we can help your Mom's podcast get a little bit more views.
We can maybe help it along, kind of, nurse it and kind of cuddle it and make it feel really good and really nice and kind of like a warm blanket, Emma.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. But
you're basically just going to hear Dad talking that whole time. So if you love his voice, just go over there.
Well, like this podcast.
I was talking a lot this episode. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I think it's because we found finally your niche. That you like to talk about your very wild conspiracy theories that I don't think anybody in the Marvel universe are going to even
get.
Yeah, I don't. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't get anything that you just the idiotic beliefs of what you've got going. Wow, that you just think that they're deep in a lab someplace creating Captain Americas.
I never said they were deep in a lab.
No, you said that they were all on ice. You said that they were just all on ice and that they were just manufacturing these Captain Americas.
No, I said maybe they could have been, but also they might have just pulled out one of the best guys in the army too.
Oh, so you just think that they're just pulling guys out of the army all the time, and
no.
From that they're pulling these guys out, and they're be like, okay, hey, you're the next Captain America.
No, they might have reviewed his thing and stuff.
All right, well, we're going to continue to talk about this, I'm sure, and your extremely wild and way off the mark theory. We'll find out who Captain America is, I'm sure, in the very next episode of...
If it isn't, I'm going to be upset.
Well, we'll find out who Captain America is in the next episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney Plus. So if you want to hear our review of episode 2...
Next week.
Well, yeah, of course next week. Because we're a week behind, folks. So you probably already watched episode 2, and you'd be like, you guys are not very smart. You guys don't know what you're talking about. And I'm okay with that. The thing with streaming platforms is what, Emma?
You can watch
them
it
at any time. That's right. And just like we could watch some of your wildly ridiculous
like the
fire
Crown?
shows, we'll talk about that in probably other episodes of this podcast.
You want to watch The Crown next?
I do not want. Well, maybe we'll talk about watching The Crown. I don't have a big desire, folks. I would much rather watch superhero movies and talk about.
We should watch Age of Ultron.
I don't even know what that is.
It's the Avengers movie. Remember when the robot?
Oh, well, those are kind of old. We got to stay fresh, Emma.
All right. What about WandaVision?
What?
WandaVision, like Vision Wanda.
We'll see. We'll talk about that. There's a lot of conspiracy theories on that one.
Yeah, but like everyone's like saying Wanda's like the strongest Avenger, the best Avenger, since she's the one who almost killed Thanos. Because in the Endgame, you could tell that he was about to regret it, and then he had to tell them to fire the guns when like she had him, and then yeah.
Oh,
and
all right.
Captain Marvel came in,
right,
and then destroyed the ship.
Girl power, Emma.
Yeah.
Girl power.
And she also lifted, like, those 2 big wheels that were cutting through things, and she threw them.
Air 5s. There we go. If you guys, nobody's, and we're coming to you from,
my bedroom.
My daughter's bedroom. I'm sitting in the recliner. She's lying on the bed. We're having this interesting podcast as we watch the Falcon,
the Winter Soldier.
All right, Emma. Well, we've carried on long enough. I think we've had a very good conversation.
How long was it?
It was long enough. Let's just put it this way. It was long enough, and we're getting, and I can tell that your pets are wanting to play. So, Emma.
We can hear Ricky scratching at the door.
Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, iTunes. I believe that we're on Amazon, maybe. I don't know.
Wait, let me look.
No, we don't need to look. But check us out there. We'll post, interesting content, and maybe we create a TikTok page, and I can do the weekends. What is it? The pop and lock dance that he's got going.
It's like your arms,
like he's swimming.
No, it's like. Arms go out, your feet go out, your arms.
All right, folks. Folks, maybe we post a poll on, and maybe Em and I do whatever dance, and you can vote for it, but not today.
Who did it better?
I need all week to prepare. So we're gonna let's see if we can find a TikTok dance that Em and I can do together, and maybe we'll try it. We'll put it on TikTok, of course. But
There's a dad and daughter TikTok page where they do all these weird dances, and the mom films.
They got to be easy, because you have my moves and I have your moves.
I took dance class and I tried out for cheer. I don't know what you're talking about.
Again, we both have the same dance moves.
I almost made a cheer team, so I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, Emma. So we're going to sign off. Thank you for listening. I hope that you enjoyed our incoherent ramblings as we talked the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Emma's very illogical, wild conspiracy theory she has on Captain America that we will find out in the very next episode.
It is not illogical. It is smart.
So stay tuned. Hope you enjoy, and until next time.
Bye-bye.